Alright, so we're in the dark here, power outage, running off of a backup battery. And I only got about 26 minutes estimated before I lose any power here. But I was gonna show you how to do a calculate the angle of a of two dots from one angle to another using only a ruler, sticky notes, and a pencil, and maybe even a calculator for easy arithmetic. You don't need a square root or anything. I know this is annoying, but I can't kill the beeping right now. So anyway, but I'll show it to you later maybe when we have power. So anyway, alright, power's back on now. And I was trying to show you how to get the angle of a point between an angle of a point and two other points, of course, using only a ruler, of course your pencil. You gotta have a pencil, a sticky note or two, maybe, it depends on how many you need, and only just basic calculators all you really need. Something to do powers and stuff on. Even then you can do those by hand. You're just dividing and dividing and dividing and dividing. So, well, in this case, we're using negative exponents. But anyway, of course you got your paper too. But anyway, let's get started. Alright, so we have our tools here. So let's start drawing some dots here. So we're going to have one to mark for our angle. It's going to be our A. That's the one we want to that's the one we want to check around. This is the fulcrum of our angle, basically. Then we're going to have two other dots. So I'm going to make this one and this one. I can put those anywhere within a 90-degree space. That's the only thing, is that it only works for ones that are less than 90 degrees, or equal to even. So I did it like that. I think it's not it, actually. See, that looks like more than I need. I have to bring it in a little bit here. And I'll label these as well. Okay, so I'm going to use this one as my reference. I'm going to use this one as the one I want to know. Make that a question mark. Just for fun. Now, here's where the sticky notes come in, but actually first we got to make a little measurement. Let's take this ruler and we'll measure out where it needs to go. Right now, the point may be less or greater than the right distance. We need it to be 3 inches, the same as the sticky note. So right now, I can already tell it's less, but how much? A good ½ an inch roughly. We need to put that at the 3-inch mark. You just need to move it. A little smaller dot there. That's also our reference. I'm going to mark that. It's just in a different angular place. Now here's where the sticky note comes in for sure now. Take a sticky note. I'm going to line it up between A and our reference point that we just got done modifying. Should go through the original reference point. Lay that down. Now we're going to draw a line on the 90 degrees from A, from point A, and point R. So we're going to draw this right here. We didn't have to draw a line. I mean, I messed up there. We could have just drawn just a regular little dot. Let me take this sticky note off. But just for cleanliness, I'm just going to take that line out of it. But it was a good way to see that it's missing our question mark anyway. Now time to calculate kind of a more logic level based guess and check. So we have this point, we have that point. Now he's got to find out what this one is in between. Well, before we can do that, we have to make that one 3 inches out there too. And by the way, so out here we'd have to bring it in. So have to bring it in to make it match. So it's well, I already had the end I needed. There you go. So if we take this ruler again and we'll line it up right where it needs to be at. I'm really picky, you know. That's good enough. And then since this is so darn close, I need to draw it out to 3 inches. You might notice it kind of would draw part of an arc if you were to kind of make a line out of it in your imagination. I don't know if you have that ability, but some people do, some people don't. Anyway, now I have that dot extended where it's supposed to be at on this arc. Kind of drawing an arc as we're going along. And this is our question mark. Let me make sure I know that. Okay. Now, the trick to getting this point is actually division. We're going to start dividing and extending, dividing and extending, dividing and extending until you eventually get there. If we go too far, we just go back again. And as we're doing it, we draw either a 1 or a 0 at the top of the page. And that represents how we're going to actually do the math. If it's a 1, we're going to add. If it's a 0, we're going to subtract. And 1 means we're going clockwise. 0 means we're going counterclockwise in path. So we're going to start out. Obviously, we need at least a 1 to get close to it right now. So let's see here. Let's connect these two here with the dot is halfway in between. Oh wait, not those two. These two. That's right. So we have 4 1/4. So we want to half that, and that'd be 2 1/8. Now that looks more like a triangle, not an arc. Let's actually fix that. Let's move that line, move that dot out to the 3 inch mark. It's going to go right here. Now, we're getting pretty close to it. Half will cut us in pretty close. If you want to get an estimate, you could just go for the half of that. So I'm going to put a 1 at the top of the page though first. Now, let's see here. We need to figure out what the half mark on this is. So let's come on over here and we'll measure this one. Yeah, surprisingly enough, it's like 2 and let's call it 2 1/8. It's pretty close. See, I am just estimating here too. So 2 1/8 and half that would be not 2 1/8. I mean 2 3/8. So it'd be 1 3/16, which is right here. Now that's looking like a triangle, so let's extend that out there. Probably won't have to go very far with this one. That's pretty close. Okay, so I'm just gonna call it right there just for now, just to show you how the next part works. Is we're getting it's kind of late for me. And anyway, so we have a 1 and we have another 1. No, if we had a 0, probably come back up there and then go down here and yada yada yada. Anyway, we're gonna do the math now. So like I said, we'd subtract instead of add if you had a 0. That's the only difference. But we're going to go through the different ones in binary sequence. So we're going to start with 90 times 2 to the power of negative 1. That, of course, gives us 45. That would be this point right here. Now, we just add. Now we add 90 times 2 to the power of negative 2. Oh, I didn't hit it right. That gives us 67.5. So that's what we think our angle is. But like I said, this one is a little off. So you could go like, actually it'd be a 1 in this case. You go a 1 and you start trickling back some more. Then we get closer to the real number. It'd be done in binary sequence. So anyway, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you on the tube.